the Friendly Rivals Channel. I am your host, Jeremy. This is my co-host, Steven. Steven, how you doing out there today, bro?
Good, man. What's good? What's good? What's up with YouTube? Everybody and their mama is just chilling.
All right. Man, why you ain't got your jersey on, man? Why you ain't representing your team right now?
Man, I got it. I've got it. It's right here. But man, I can't just wear it. Not until at least the preseason starts. So man, I'm telling you, a couple years ago, when the Jags had made that choice to sign Nick Foles, I was
Mm-hmm.
so pumped, man. Coming off the Eagles winning their Super Bowl, I was like, heck yeah, man. We finally got a franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, man. So I put that jersey on. I got a Nick Foles jersey. Got it like the same week we signed him. Got it shipped out. Um, Put it on. Made sure it fit. Then I wore it the first game.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick Foles in his first drive throws a dime of a pass. A
Yeah.
dime of a pass to the back of the end zone. DJ Chark, ha, in there. Man, that same play, they say, oh no, Nick Foles is on the ground. Nick Foles is on the
Mm-hmm.
ground. I don't wear it anymore, not until game days, man. Nick Foles broke his collarbone. He was out till week 10, and that was the start of the season, man. And
Yeah, that was game one that happened, right?
game one, first drive, man. First
Yeah.
drive, broke his collarbone. He was out. I couldn't do it, man. It broke my heart. I took the jersey off. To this day, I've never put that Nick Foles jersey back on. To this day,
So basically, you superstitious now, huh?
to the day.
I
Yeah,
hear
it's
you.
it's yeah. I wouldn't even say it. Well, I guess it is technically superstition, but man, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Man. So how often does a Titans fan and a Jaguars fan become friends? How do you see that, man? Like, we go Titans and
Man,
Jags go way back. We been around.
it,
Like,
it depends, man. I mean, it can happen a plethora of different ways. I mean,
mhm.
friends just being friends, but I think the reason you and I became Titans and Jags, we're from the areas or whatever. I'm from Jacksonville, so that's my biggest reason for being a fan.
Yeah.
But I think had I known you were a Titans fan to begin with, we wouldn't even be on this live right now.
Man. Okay, I
You know
hear
what
you.
I mean? I'd have been like, man, we gotta keep the beef in real life too. But
I hear
nah,
you.
man, it just happens, man. I think we started working together. It just was you were a cool guy, man. Just hit it off and gives us a reason to go see a game.
And now here we are. We got our own channel now.
That's it. That's it.
So,
Coming up in the world. Look at us now, Ma. Look at us now.
mhm. So like I was saying, them Titans and Jags, they go way back. Like before, like back in the day, it wasn't the Colts in Houston. It was basically us running the South.
Right.
Colts ain't get good until they got Peyton Manning, and then they went on their little run. But whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about like the '90s, man. Like y'all, I think what was it, '99, 2000? Y'all played the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, let's hold off on that. We're gonna talk about that season. Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Nah,
that.
no, we're gonna talk about it right now. They made the hip drop tackle this year. It's doing the hip drop is the legal move. Yada yada. Man, I was rewatching that play. I'm telling you, if that was a rule then,
Oh yeah,
flag on the play, redo down.
oh
No
yeah,
time left on the clock. Y'all would have had a chance, man.
we would got the Rams that year. But like I was
Yeah.
saying, the Titans and Jags, we used to run the South back in the day. Like I said, the Colts, they didn't get good till they got paid. Houston wasn't even in the division. They was trash back then. Yeah, they good now. Oh well, but back then they was trash. And like you said, in that '99 season, the Titans went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I recall the Jags had 3 losses that year. Tell the channel who them 3 losses was to.
Man, I don't know, man. We had a couple. I think we had a couple losses that year. We had some division losses though, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but them 3 losses was the one
I
team.
know. I know who they were too. We
Yeah,
gonna leave that. We gonna leave that where it lies. Nah,
but yeah,
I mean, we lost y'all. I mean, y'all were a better team than we were, man. Around that time. I mean, we had some powerhouses though. I mean, you can't knock like Mark Brunell, Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell.
hmm
Like those are some dogs, man. Like
Fred Taylor.
dogs.
Y'all had Fred Taylor too. I remember I look back, I had checked them highlights on how man, y'all was turning the ball over. Y'all gave us a lot of opportunities that game, the AC South Championship game.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, turnovers have been one of the biggest things for the Jags since they were incorporated, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
you talk about even last year alone. I mean, Trevor fumbles the ball without even being touched, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think but with all respect to Trevor, I mean, he knows that. He knows that's something he's got to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to pretend like I'm out there playing ball, and I know what the pressure is like or what it feels like out there, so he knows what he's got to work on. But turnovers, man, has been the biggest thing. I think he's led the league in turnovers,
Yeah.
by himself. I think over the last 3 seasons, I mean, he's got like 60 some odd turnovers, something of that nature. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but I mean, it's like astronomical, man. It's astronomical.
Mm-hmm. So you from Jacksonville? So that's the reason why.
Duval.
So that's the reason why you became Jackson because you from that city. Because do you think some people like from Jacksonville still Miami Dolphins fans?
Man,
Or
so honestly, man, in Jacksonville, so yeah, I was born and raised a Jags fan, man. Being in Florida most of my life, living in Jacksonville, it's kind of hard not to become a fan of the Jags. I mean, we had season tickets. We go to the games all the time. Like when you're talking about Peyton Manning being out there, I remember when Josh Scobie kicked like a 59-yard field goal to beat the Colts that year. And it's just one of those things. It's magical when you're from the town, man. When you're outside, there's a lot of trash talk because we haven't always been the best team. But
Mhm.
in Jacksonville, man, outside of like going to the games and just being around that atmosphere, I think you see a lot, really, be honest with you, see a lot of Steelers fans out there for some reason.
Steelers fan.
Dude, I'm telling you, you go to a Jags Steelers home game and you see nothing but yellow, terrible towels being waved on out there, man. It's like it's nonstop fans from other sports teams, which is great. I mean, pack the seats. We were blacked out for the longest time where we weren't even televised. So,
Mhm.
do what we can do. But yeah, it's hard, man. I think you have to be born and raised in Jacksonville to really be a fan of Jacksonville. I think a lot of the fans you see now might be people bandwagoning on. Either they're a fan of Trevor, from Clemson, and they're just swinging over to the pros, or you get somebody like my wife, love her to death, but she's only a fan of the Jags because I am. So I think you really got to be born and bred into that.
I got you. Well, see, I'm from Mississippi, so basically the reason why I became a Titans fan is because basically 'cause Stephen there, number 9 all day. So my dad was a big Stephen Nair fan. Like that's like all he would talk about. Like Stephen Nair. Then when he went to first he went to the Houston Oilers, and then they
Yeah,
migrated down to Nashville. I didn't really start getting into football until basically that '99 season, the year we went to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
So basically, where I'm from, it's not too many Titans fans. Basically, where I'm from is like Saints fans, Cowboys fans, and back then the Saints they was wearing trash bags to the state end.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, the
basically,
Saints really didn't pick it up until like the mid 2000s, like the 2009, 2010 time. That's when they really started picking up and started becoming a powerhouse.
so yeah, that's how I became fan. Basically everything my dad did, that's what I did. So we watching the Titans. Hey, we watching Titans. So I just became a fan. That's how my favorite color became blue, and since then I
So
just been a
you,
Titans fan,
so
man.
you picked your favorite color based on your NFL team. You just were like, man, I'm a Titans fan. Favorite color is blue. That's it.
Basically, yeah, that's it.
It's a good thing you aren't a Browns fan, man.
You say what?
Do what?
You say what? Say it again.
I said it's a good thing you aren't a Browns fan.
Oh no, no,
They just
not
got
me.
bad colors, man. They just got bad colors. Bad color combination. They could have chose anything other than brown and orange.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but nah, man. How does I mean really for you? You became a Titans fan. Steve McNair. I mean, Steve McNair was a dog. That was a quarterback, man. When you talk about like history and quarterbacks going out there and doing their thing, Steve McNair was that guy. He showed out, did his thing, man. It was a sad day when he passed. How does it feel? I know you and I, actually, me and our buddy had gone out to Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
went to see the Jags Titans play. That was, of course, Nick Foles' first game back after he broke that collarbone. But we
Yeah.
sat in Steve McNair's family seats because we
Mm.
had a connection that was, related to them somehow. And
Mm-hmm.
how did that feel for you? being out there for the first time. You know,
I ain't never seen so many Titans fans in my life, man. You know, they say here in Hattiesburg, ain't hardly no Titans fans down here. They say
yeah,
when I tell them I'm playing Titan, they look and laugh. But
I
then,
mean,
they say who they team is. I'm like, oh, did we beat y'all last season? I'm like, okay. So
that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Just like when you said, you know, about '99. I mean, I think, you know, you beat us 3 times, but last year I think didn't we wipe the floor with y'all last year? Clean sweep, 2-0.
no, actually, y'all did. We actually beat y'all the last game of the season to knock y'all out the playoffs.
That's what it was. That's what it was. The year before when we played
Yeah,
you guys in the
talking
last
about,
game of the season,
yeah,
we
you
knocked
talking about
y'all out the
22.
playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah. So
we kind
yeah.
of reversed the roles, man, from
Hmm.
2022 to 23.
So man, let's talk about last season a little, man. I'm gonna let you go first, man, because your record was way better than the Titans. Jaguars record was better than the Titans last season.
Man,
So y'all was 8-3, man, running away with the division. I mean, you had the division on lock. I ain't even said like Jags gonna win the division.
it was
But
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that I went 1-5, and then of course we beat y'all the last game of the season. So basically, y'all end up finishing 9-8. So kind of talk about what happened during that stretch of games, man. Like what happened in that shit? Like what made y'all
Man,
fall off like that?
yeah, it's a mixture of a bunch of different things, man. You know, when they started 8-3, like, you know, it's being a Jags fan is tough sometimes, man. I've gone through like different areas of the game where it's like, all right, we got David Garrard, we're gonna be pretty okay for a little while, and we got Byron Leftwich, and you're like, it's hit and miss, and you end up with like Blaine Gabbert, you know, Blake Bortles. Hey, but I'm gonna put some respect on Blake Bortles' name. That dude drove us down to the AFC Championship. We almost made it. If the Pats cheated, we'll move on. Um, Tom Brady even said Miles Jack wasn't down. Put that on the record. Um, but nah, man, it's a bunch of different things, man. You know, we finally got a quarterback that we've got faith in, and you start seeing injuries start piling up, and I think that's what really got us. You know, we start 8-3. We get excited as Jags fans because we don't get that often, right? We don't get that opportunity to start the season off looking great.
Hmm.
Um, and then injuries started piling up. You know, I think Trevor got hurt during the Cincinnati game. He got hurt during the Saints game. I think he ended up with a shoulder injury. He had a concussion later towards the end of the season. Man, it felt like it fell apart. Calvin Ridley ended up having an injury where he was out for the rest of the season. They're not Calvin Ridley. I'm sorry, Christian Kirk.
Hurt.
Christian Kirk. Yeah. Calvin Ridley was almost non-existent towards the end of the season, which hurt us as well. Defense acted like they didn't know how to stop the ball. It just seemed like as things started piling up, we started killing ourselves, and
Hmm.
so we went from 8-3 to finishing 9-8. And I mean, the Texans, man, they just pulled it out, man. CJ Stroud did his thing.
Yeah.
You know, I can hate as much as I want just because it's a division rival, but you know, the dude's a dog. He can ball. I wasn't expecting it with him coming out of college, but you know, here we are. We'll see what next year brings for him. We'll see we'll see if he has a sophomore slump. But man, it's
Hmm.
just injuries. Injuries just piled up. We killed ourselves. Stopped running the ball and relying on ETN as much. And Doug Peterson needs to take over play calling again, man. I can't stress it enough. And I don't know if our stream will ever get back to anybody in the Jags organization. I hope it does. Listen
Yeah.
to me if it does. Press Taylor does not need to make the play calls. Give it all to Doug. Do not let Press make the play calls, man. Is bad, man. I
So
could go on and on.
Doug used to call the plays, and then he gave it over to Press Taylor.
Yeah, so the year that we swept y'all that season, you guys took
Hmm.
the bad run and we ended up coming back. Um, it was kind of a mixture of both. Doug would call plays maybe in the first half, Press would call it in the second half, vice versa. Because last year was the first full season where Press Taylor had full control over play calling ability, and it I mean, there were times where it looked like they were shining, but man, towards the end of the season, it was just repetitive. Like the teams knew what we were going to play. I think ever since we had that San Francisco 49ers game where they just took us apart, it just
Yeah.
wasn't the same anymore, man.
Well, my Titans was trash last year. I'm just gonna put it out. I mean, last season with us, man, it was sometimes like the season before. I was like, yes, I'm ready to see my Titans play. Last season, it was times like, bro, do I really want to turn this on? It's like it was very repetitive, like same thing over, over, and over. Oh, it's not. It's 8 in the box. Let's run Henry still in there. It's 8 in the box. Let's just run Henry down there. Oh, Henry loses 5 y'all. Oh, Henry loses 6. I'm like, bro, this is getting old, man.
Well,
And
y'all got pretty one-dimensional, though. I mean, really, with the
yes,
squad y'all had last year, I mean, it was really just Henry.
okay, look like we got somebody in here in the chat. Somebody named J and D. Don't know who that is. Titan trash for real. Get a new team. Hey,
Yes, sir.
never taking this jersey off. So hey, who your team is, JD? Put it in the chat. I bet we probably beat y'all last season. But anyway,
Nah,
last season with the Titans, man, we was just trash. It was very repetitive. Offensive line was horrible again. Tannehill got hurt. Will Levis got hurt. Like literally it's been 2 years in a row that a quarterback that got hurt from the team's title because of bad offensive line play. But preferably come from the left side.
right.
Tannehill got hurt in 22. He got his ankle basically torn off. And then we put in Malik Willis, and oh my god,
Man, I'm
I'm
gonna tell you.
J
I'm gonna tell
Rob.
you this.
I know Jay. Go ahead.
I thought Malik Willis was gonna be that guy. Like when
Nah,
he came in there, I was like, man, get a quarterback. Don't get me wrong, Tannehill's a little versatile. He can
yeah,
run, he can throw a little bit. The issue is he doesn't have that much of a deep threat arm. He wasn't super accurate all the time. The thing with the Titans though, last year you guys got one dimensional, man. You guys only
yeah. We
had
got
him.
one. It was one
Like,
dimensional. We had bad offensive line play, and
right,
our secondary was trash. Like Kristen Fulton, Trey Avery. I'm glad they gone. Like
right.
I watched the game. I kid you not, against the Colts at home. The whole drive they went towards Trey Avery.
Mm,
The whole freaking drive.
that was it.
I'm like, bro. I mean, I could get out there and do. Well, nah, I'm just lying. Nah, I couldn't do that. But anyway,
Get out there for him, man. Suit up.
the whole drive they went at Trey Avery, and then they end up scoring a touchdown on
Yeah,
Trey Avery. So I'm glad I don't have to see that next year because we went
just
out
pick them
and our
apart.
secondary, so I don't have to see that. So I'm hoping our secondary be good. We spent a lot of money on our secondary. We signed Sneed. We got the
Yeah.
boy from Cincinnati. I don't want to butcher the kid's name, Chidobe. I heard he's a dog, so we spent some money on this secondary. So hopefully our secondary can finally do some, cover somebody's,
Yeah.
knock a pass down, something like nobody running ragged around the field wide open.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was the biggest thing when we played y'all is we could throw the ball wherever we wanted to in the field.
Anyway,
Anywhere on the field. So I mean, yeah, y'all picked up L'Jarius Sneed, which honestly I didn't see Sneed going y'all's way, man. I mean, y'all
spent that money.
we
We have
yeah
money to blow.
we don't have as much, we didn't have as much money to blow, but you guys picked up Sneed, you got Tony Pollard, you took Calvin Ridley and overpaid for him. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we
Do a
yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, you guys picked up Calvin Ridley. Who else y'all pick up? Y'all, L'Jarius Sneed, Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard.
Oh yeah, Chidobe. We picked up
Yep.
Lloyd Cushenberry.
Yeah,
Big center from Denver. We gave him some money, so he should help out.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, but we're gonna get that. But back with 2023 last season, very repetitive, bad offensive line play, bad secondary play, and then one thing that shocked me, what we got bad at, and how I knew the season was going down, our rush defense. Like literally anybody who's running the ball, I was like, bro, now we can't stop nobody running the ball. And that was used to be our bread and butter. Like couldn't nobody run us. Yeah, secondary was trash, but couldn't nobody run the ball.
It was like Helen Keller could just run right up the middle. Nothing.
Exactly.
Couldn't see nothing. Just run it up.
So I was like, man, like what is going on? Is Mike Vrabel losing the team? Like what is he doing? He's steady hiring his homeboys, his partners on the coaching staff.
Right.
I'm like, dude. So yeah, we just very repetitive, and we just. I was shocked we won the last game. I ain't gonna lie. I even told you, like, bro, y'all don't worry about nothing. Y'all gonna win the bitch. Y'all gonna beat us. But Henry went back to the old Henry, running y'all over. So hey, he went out with a bang with us.
Man, and that I think you messaged me that, and I told you that same day. I was like, nah. I said, y'all got it. I said, we're not gonna win. I knew it in my heart we weren't gonna win that game. The team just didn't have it in them, man. Like
yeah.
we can overcome a lot of different things, man. But when you start 8-3 and you go on a 1-5 skid, man, it just the team starts defeating itself. They start feeling down. I mean, I remember last year, I think I was sitting on the couch during the playoff game, not last year, the year before, sitting in the house watching the Chargers, Jags game, getting pissed off. I almost turned it off at halftime. Trevor threw them 4 picks, man. We were down 27-0. I said, this is over. And this is garbage. It was our first time in the playoffs since, I think, 2017 when we had Jalen Ramsey in that squad. Man, we finally made it. And I was like, this is how it's going to end. Justin Herbert looking like he's a Pro Bowler. I think he might have – I don't know if he made the Pro Bowl that year. If he did, my respects, but you trash. Asante Samuel Jr., I think, was running like he was just picking Trevor apart, man. And you start overcoming stuff like that, within a game. I think Trevor had mentioned that was the first time, like, he knew they could win because he looked up in the stands and they were still full, right? Mm-hmm. Like you start having a half like that as Jags fans, it's what we're used to. People start leaving. He said he looked up, saw the stands full, and he's like, we're going to come back and win this. And they came back and won it. But when you start hitting a 1-5 skid, it's not just one game, it's multiple games, and you just can't overcome that. I think what I'm tired of seeing as a fan, though, is the coaches continually saying the same thing. And I get on camera, they got to keep it PG, right? They got to say what they can to not seem controversial.
You gotta play better, and that's why he out of here.
Right, we got to play better. We know X, Y, and Z is the thing we got to fix. All right, cool. So the next week we lose. Hey, what do you guys think you need to fix? Well, we need to fix the same X, Y, and Z. But it's like, dude, y'all talked about that last week. Y'all didn't practice this week and change it. And then we go on game 3 that we're losing. What do you guys got to change? We got to change X, Y, and Z. Like, dude, you guys have been talking about this for 3, 4, 5 weeks. You guys aren't. I get they're pro players. They've been doing it a lot longer than I have. They got a lot of skill and talent and athleticism that I don't have. But man, like at some point you got to really evaluate, dig deep, and figure out how you're going to fix these issues that you got. And it was the same issue week over week that they just couldn't seem to get resolved. So.
Yeah, another thing about last season, like we still trying to fix our left tackle position because after Taylor Warren retired, we tried out with Dennis Daly, garbage. And then we tried out this guy named Andre Dillard, garbage. I mean, the big nose tackle from the Buccaneers, Vita Vea, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
So, bro, I seen this. I watched this game where we played the Buccaneers. Vita Vea went to the edge and just ran right around Andre Dillard, our left tackle, and sacked Will Levis. A nose tackle went to the edge and went around the left. Dude didn't even touch him. Like, I literally see him like, bro, you didn't even touch him. He just ran right around you, sacked Will Levis. Got him up out of there.
I mean, you put me in a uniform on the left side, Vita Vea coming around, I'm at least going to touch him. I mean, it might be like a shoelace, but I'm going to put a hand on him.
Bro, he did not touch him, man. So I was like, bro.
I'm going to tell you one of the issues. You know how I know that those left tackles you just mentioned weren't any good?
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. I ain't never heard of them guys. Ever in my life, I ain't never heard of them guys.
Man. Well, yeah, they gone now. I don't know where they at now, but good riddance. But yeah, that was last season with us. It was just, and Bray was out of there. Him and his homeboys, they gone now. So good riddance with them. Because one thing I'm happy about going to next season, we're gonna see some change. Bill Callahan saying he gonna put the ball in Will Levis' hands. He gonna say we're gonna throw it on first, second, and third. So he gonna let it ride. So we're gonna see some difference. We're gonna see a different Tennessee Titans team next season. So that's what I'm hoping.
Man, y'all gonna have a decent little squad next year, man. I think a lot of people are underestimating Tony Pollard coming over there, man.
Yeah, we spent some money this offseason, so I hope it pay off.
The thing is, it has to, right? Like if it doesn't, what was the point in spending all that money? Like I remember, we have to overplay some players to come to Jacksonville, man. It's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Like we'll get big free agency signings, spend all this money. Like I remember when Blake Bortles won the AFC Championship, right? We re-signed him to a massive deal. Next year, gone. Trash, garbage. Nick Foles came in. We still paid Blake Bortles in a year that we didn't even have him on the roster. It's like, dude, like, You got to make good decisions as a coaching staff and as a franchise, be able to make the right moves to move forward. Now, I think that's what the Titans did for y'all. I think with Will Levis out there, like he needed some more weapons, right? Especially at receiver. You guys didn't really have anybody except for Traylon Burks, and you can only do so much.
I'm gonna talk about him later. Go ahead. Yeah.
You can only do so much, man. Y'all, I think the issue is the decision making, right? I think so. We picked up Christian Kirk. We signed him to a big contract, right? Everybody said Christian Kirk's going to be overpaid. He's not that good. He's a wide receiver 3. Like, dude, he was on an Arizona squad that had DeAndre Hopkins. He was a slot player. Like, he wasn't going to be the number 1 option. Comes to Jacksonville on a massive contract. Dude's balling out. Like, nobody can sit there and say Christian Kirk hasn't been worth the money that he's brought, to Jacksonville. Like, he's been worth every penny that we paid him. But I think the issue is the Titans that year had the option to re-sign A.J. Brown. And instead of making the decision to go ahead and bite the bullet on a $100 million contract, they said, see you later, right?
Yeah.
And so you guys kind of got stuck without a receiver, that was young, could come out, be help for Tannehill, be help for Will Levis, because he'd be, you'd still have A.J. Brown now,
Yeah.
And then y'all picked up Ridley.
Yeah. So I see we had a few views in here, man. If y'all have subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and like this video, man. We trying to get out there.
Do it.
So let's talk about some of these additions. Let's talk about some of the losses. Some of the players we lost from last year. I know the Titans we lost. We don't have Tannehill no more. We don't have Henry. I seen the video hearing that purple and black. I want to throw up. We lost Henry. We lost to Nico, who I kind of wants to pay because he had a very good year for us last year.
Yeah.
But he was kind of up there in age, so I see why they probably didn't want to pay him. But he did ball for us last year. We lost Aziz. I think that's how you say his name. He was our linebacker. Wanted to keep him as well, but because he was about the only linebacker we had that was making tackles. So, but the main two I want to talk about is like Tannehill, Henry. I mean, when Tannehill got signed to us, I forgot what season, but it's going to Mariota contract year. And
yeah.
I knew when we signed him, if Mariota get out there tripping, Tannehill gonna come in and take a spot. And that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
I said to myself, Tannehill gonna take that spot because I think they was ready to go from Mariota.
Yeah.
That was his contract year.
Yeah.
They was ready to get away from it. Tannehill came in and balled out for us. I'm not gonna say he led us to the AFC Championship game because he didn't. He helped out, but it's basically him. If he didn't run like that, we weren't going nowhere. But Tannehill did come in and help out because if you don't recall, I remember he almost lost that game for us against the Patriots in the playoffs and threw that dumb pick.
Yep. Yeah. Henry's been y'all's backbone for the longest time, man. That's going to be the biggest thing with y'all next year is figuring out how y'all operate without Henry. Because you've had him for so long.
And I think this new coach staff can do that. I mean, I believe they can. I believe they know how to operate without Henry. I think it's going to be a little more passing attack with us now. The one with that was Brady. Brady just wanted to run Henry ragged. Like, I mean, one time after the game, he was like, "We winning because we got Henry." Well, we got more people than Henry. Let's use them. Like, let's stop running Henry to the ground. Like, we got other people to spread the offense around. Like, we don't have to give this dude the ball 30 times and tell us to save the day for us.
That's what I was about to say, man. You get somebody like Henry getting that many touches. You better be glad that dude has been durable throughout his career, right? I mean, you get that many touches in a game, somebody's getting worn down, they're getting injured, they're getting broken down, production slacks. But Henry, man, he was always consistent. I've always hated the Jags playing the Titans because y'all always had dogs at running back. Yeah. Always, man. Even back when y'all had Chris Johnson, like you guys were just always had somebody back there that could tote that ball.
Yeah, we always had some running back.
Man, I hated watching Henry out there because I knew any second, it didn't matter where they were at on the field, he was going to bust a 99-yarder or 98-yarder on us. I knew it.
But Tannehill here, man, I appreciate them, man. They're not on the team anymore, but man, they held it down for us. We got a lot of wins with them too. But it's just time to go in a new direction. But they held it down for us, and I appreciate everything they did for us. But let's talk about some of your own Jaguars. Who did they lose on the team that you kind of wanted to keep, or some big losses that's gonna hurt y'all?
Yeah, I think, man, it kind of depends, man. The defensive side of the ball was tough last year, especially in that stretch where we just weren't good. Man, we start the season off and the defense looks like it could be top 5, and then you go like 5 games in and you're like, man, what the hell are y'all doing, right? So, cornerback I think was one of the biggest needs that we needed some extra support for. We had Darius Williams that we picked up from the Rams the year prior, 2 years prior. I got to run that back, but we ended up letting him go, right? So I think that was the biggest thing on the defensive side of the ball for us. That we were already slim at that position as far as depth goes, and then we get rid of one of our offensive starters, aside from Tyson Campbell, on the opposite side of the field, the defensive side, we let him go. So that left a gap of who was going to be our starter, and then, going into the draft, it's like, who are we going to get? So I think defensive side, that's my biggest hurdle there. Offensive side of the ball, man, was, be honest with you, probably Calvin Ridley, man. I really wouldn't even consider it a loss, be honest with you. I mean, he had been out a league year and a half or so, right? The gambling thing, the injuries, mental health that he was taking. One year he took half the season off, then next year was the gambling. He came back. I honestly think we were a stepping stone for Calvin. I don't know what he's saying in the media. I saw where, he wanted to stay in Jacksonville, quote unquote. I think that's just something he was saying. I don't think he wanted to be there. I think we were a stepping stone for him to be able to get a bigger contract somewhere else, and he did. Yeah. I don't think he produced enough for you guys to go out there and pay him $92 million.
Yeah.
When, of course, like I said, a couple years ago, y'all wouldn't pay A.J. Brown, fresh in the league, dominating $100 million.
But so see, y'all got a 30 ago, it was different management. We don't have those dumb dumbs no more.
I know, man. But y'all got a 30-year-old receiver, which he might still go out there and ball, right? But you got a 30-year-old receiver on a $92 million contract that, it's just up in the air, man, with really how well he's going to produce. It's going to be tough, man.
Yeah.
Much respect to Ridley, man. He had some really good games for us last year, but it was just inconsistency across the board, But I would say that's probably the Jags' biggest offensive loss that we had last year, and then the defensive side being Darius Williams. So,
yeah. Well, one thing I like about the management now, they fixing holes on this team. Like some of the big pieces, like we did overpay for Calvin, but man, this is the NFL. Everybody overpay. I mean, sometimes you got to spend money on the win in this league. I mean, then we need some wide receivers back, so we didn't have no choice but to overpay for him. I mean, I saw the contract and I was like, well, we need a wide receiver, man, because D-Hop can't do it by himself.
Make an offer for Brandon Ayuk, man. Like that to me is the wild part. I mean, Ayuk wants to be out.
Nice. Yeah, I like Ayuk. I don't know if San Francisco won't let him go though. I think they might. I don't really keep up with San Francisco that much, but I haven't heard too much about him. But I don't know.
I think the right offer, they would let him go, man. I think because we were in talks with San Francisco about getting him, but they just wanted too much.
Yeah.
But I think the right offer, you guys could have got him. Now, I don't know if it would have been worth a first-round pick, plus the big contract that you would have had to pay him.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends. But like, if I'm the Titans, I would have gone after a younger wide receiver who we know could be in the league a lot longer. Now, Ridley, he can still produce, I'm sure. Dude's one of the best route runners in the league, probably top 5 in route running. So he might go out there and ball out for you. I could be completely wrong, but in my opinion, I think they should have gone out, got a younger guy. But
the money we pay him here, man, I need at least 1,110 touchdowns next season. But some other big additions we made. Like I said, we got Jerry Sneed, so hopefully he's gonna be our lockdown corner.
Yeah,
we're gonna have Adobe on the other side, and then also picked up Tony Pollard, and then we still got the other kid from last year. I can't believe I forgot his name. The kid we picked up from Tulane. So we're gonna have a little nice backfield with that. I can't believe I forgot the kid's name. He stepped up big for us last year. It'll come to my head sooner or later. I also picked up Lloyd Cushenberry, so he's gonna be our center holding down. We picked up Sweat from Texas, the big boy out of Texas, University of Texas.
Montez?
His name's T'Vondre Sweat.
Okay.
Yeah, we picked him up from Texas. He kind of dropped in the draft because he had a DUI. Our Titans love taking chances on people with issues. So hopefully he come to the Titans and get his stuff together because we're gonna need him. Because with
Man,
him,
it's like a toxic relationship, man. You
yeah,
got issues. You like other people with issues, man.
yeah. But with him and Jeffrey Simmons, I think that could do something right there. We could get our rush defense back.
Yeah.
And also another kid I'm looking at, we picked up this linebacker from North Carolina, Cedric Gray.
Okay.
I heard big things about him. So hopefully he could be our linebacker for the years to come. But I want to talk about this guy, J.C. Latham. No, we took him at the number 7 pick. I wanted Joe out. That's what I wanted. I wanted Joe out because he's a true left tackle. He's a
Right.
true left tackle. J.C. Latham, he played left tackle, but it's been a while. He played right tackle at Alabama. The reason why he didn't play left tackle because I believe Evan Neal was playing left tackle. So Nick Saban moved him to the right. So now the Titans finna move him back to the left. You see where I'm going with this? So I want a true left tackle, but they say hey, they're gonna move him to left, and they say it's gonna work out. So I pray to God it works out because we need some help on that left side.
This is the way you got to look at that, though, man. Like, all right, so you got a guy that has played left tackle in his career, right? He has played left tackle, so he knows how to play the position.
Yeah, but the last 3 years at Alabama, he played right. So
Right,
now,
which is cool, right? He's out there, he's playing, he's balling, he's on the line.
mhm.
Moving from right to left, there's a whole bunch of lead blocking with the opposite arm and things like that. That I think is the biggest change whenever people swap positions. But think about it this way, though, man.
Mhm.
He could be a solid left tackle for you, but let's say your right tackle goes down, man. He can just swap the line. They fill somebody else in on the left side if they need him on the right side.
But
His
that's the thing. He got nobody else on the left side.
versatility, though, man.
Bruh,
Versatility.
if he don't work out the left side, we're gonna have the same issues again. It's gonna be Will Levis on his butt, probably getting hurt, and then we're gonna be looking stupid.
You're gonna see
Like
Eric.
Quarterback of the future is gone.
You're gonna
He's
see
hurt.
Eric Armstead come around the left side without getting touched.
That's what I'm saying. So this guy, man, he has to work out at left tackle, man. Oh, we're gonna be back in this situation again, bro.
Yeah, it's
Trying to get a left tackle in the draft. So if we could end up fixing that left tackle side, we could go get a young wide receiver. We could do that, but we gotta fix this left side, man. We got to.
Man, you get the right schemes though, and you get Tony Pollard and a good receiving drop pass. Just get him out as a quick option. I mean, you might not have to worry about the left tackle position that much.
Bro,
I don't know.
us Titans have been worried about that left side for 2 seasons in a row, man. It got to get fixed, man. We can't get all them schemes. I need somebody out there that can block, man.
Left side, strong side.
That's what I'm saying. Left side got to work. But
Let it roll.
those are some of the big additions we made. I like them. Talk to me about some of the Jaguars' big additions, man. Like what moves y'all been making over there?
Man, be honest with you, not as much as I would have liked to have seen us make.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see us throw some money out there, maybe get somebody like L'Jarius Sneed, at cornerback because we really needed a cornerback. But, I get it, right? Trevor's coming up on a contract year. I mean, they're talking about paying this kid $50 million. Great. Fantastic. Dude comes into the league, makes his money. That's a lot more than a lot of other people, have done in their careers in the NFL. The only issue is I don't know if Trevor is quite worth that much right now. But the team believes in him. I believe in him. Pay the man his money. Let him ball out.
You think he the guy?
I think Trevor's the guy for us, man. I think we get the right pieces in there. Doug takes back play calling. Yeah, Trevor's the right guy, man. 100%.
I like the Trevor from the last game of the season, throwing a pass over the receiver. That's Trevor I like to see.
Nah. So
that last pass to y'all tight end, what's his name? Evan Ingram. Yeah, I like that pass. It was very. I like that pass. I like. Oh, thank you, Trevor.
Ingram's a dog, man. But now he's got his contract coming up. You got ETN coming up. You don't want to spend too much money. We still had to sign Josh Allen, to a contract. Josh Allen had his best year last year. We finally secured him on a 5-year deal. Cost us money, so I understand why we didn't spend a lot in free agency. We didn't have a lot to begin with. And a lot of our moves when we let go of like Darius Williams and a few others was for cap space. So we've got cap space to re-sign Trevor. Next year we'll make some more cap space to do ETN if that's what they feel they need to do. So I get why we didn't spend a lot, but we got Josh Allen back. That was the biggest. If they would have let Josh Allen go, I would have been extremely angry at that organization.
Yeah, I'd be extremely happy.
Yeah, dude, Josh Allen was the main piece. Trayvon Walker is coming into his own, so being able to still have Josh Allen on the opposite end is going to help Trayvon continue to grow. But we ended up.
Nice. I like Trayvon.
Man, I be honest with you, I was skeptical. I still think, even to this moment, maybe he shows out next year and proves why he was the number one pick in that draft. I still think we should have gone Aiden Hutchinson that first.
I should have still got Aiden. Aiden, he doing some good things down there in Detroit.
Dude, Aiden went in and dominated. Trayvon flashed his athleticism in the first year. Yeah. This last year, he really showed that he can lock it down.
I watched a couple of Detroit games, but I watched a couple of Detroit games last season. I just like the way they play. I like their coach. And every time I watch him, Aiden Hutchinson was doing something. Like, I saw him on the TV. Like, I was like, oh.
He's pressuring the quarterback. He's right in his face, or he's got him on the ground. Like, there's no in between. Kind of reminds me of like TJ Watt when he hopped in the league. TJ Watt was just all over the place. It didn't matter where your quarterback was at, he was there. So, but yeah, we picked up Josh Allen. I think was a huge addition. We needed to re-sign him. We re-signed Foye Oluokun, middle linebacker. He's led the league in tackles 2 years in a row. I think he was third last year. So he's a tackling machine. That was a big addition for the defense to keep that together. We got Brian Thomas in the draft. That was big to me. I think Brian Thomas, don't get me wrong, I could be wrong. Maybe it's just the Jags fan in me. Brian Thomas.
Brian, he gonna be. I ain't want y'all to get him. I did.
top three receiver in that draft. I guarantee it. Like he may even be number one if they utilize him the right way.
I was hoping he could fall to the second round to us. I didn't think he was gonna. He won the first two. Then
he was do what?
Did he go in the first round?
Yeah.
I was hoping he fall in the second round to us.
We had the number 17 pick. We traded it back and ended up with the number 23rd pick, and we ended up picking him up with it. I guess they understood. I guess Brian Thomas, who they wanted, understood that nobody was going to get him, so we got some more draft capital for next year for it. But yeah, we picked him up. In the draft, which was a big addition because we lost. Obviously we lost Ridley. But man, I think Brian Thomas, you're looking at a taller Calvin Ridley. Coming in the league, super fast, tall, athletic. Dude's gonna ball out, man.
So basically, right now, y'all top three wide receivers are Christian Kirk,
BTJ.
Say that again.
BTJ, Brian Thomas.
Yeah, Brian Thomas. I think somebody else before Brian. Who else y'all got?
I mean, a lot of people see Evan Ingram as one of our top receivers, which he is. I mean, he's our tight end, but he's a good receiver, man.
Y'all signed the dude from Buffalo.
Gabe Davis. Yeah, that was a big pickup too. Again, paying him money that people don't really think he's probably worth. Yeah, I mean, but you're coming out of Buffalo where Stephon Diggs was the main guy, right? It's similar to the Christian Kirk scenario where Kirk, people thought we overpaid him. He comes in, but he was sitting next to DeAndre Hopkins before. So I think it's going to be a similar scenario where we got Gabe Davis on the outside one side, Brian Thomas on the outside the other. And then we've got Christian Kirk in the slot. And then obviously Evan Ingram out there. So that was a big pickup too. And then also on the defensive side, by the way, we got Eric Armstead from San Francisco. So to nose up that defensive tackle position, man. We had issues with the run game towards the end of the season, so I think he's going to lock up that center, and that guy can get to the quarterback, man. So you got Josh Allen coming off of one end, Trayvon off the other, and you got Eric Armstead in the middle. Man, it's going to be tough. We got to get the line.
Wasn't Trayvon the guy that laid Henry out that game and made him fumble?
I think it was. You talking about on the sideline when he was bust? Henry had me nervous that run, man. It looked good. He was doing his thing. I was like, nah, not again. Come on now. And then pop, right on the sideline, that ball fell straight into the hands of I think it was Josh Allen. My memory's failing me, man. But yeah,
that was some get back for that 99-yard touchdown he didn't get y'all.
Man,
And that was when
that
y'all had Jalen and
dude, that run made me sick, man. That run
yeah,
made me sick. The thing was, Henry's a great back. Henry's gonna do stuff like that. But I mean, we probably had 6, 7 defenders on him. You know,
hmm
at some point you would think somebody would go at the waist and not try to tackle him from his shoulder pads.
yeah.
But here we are.
Well, y'all don't have to worry about that no more. He out of the division now, so
Man,
y'all don't have to.
I'm worried about Tony Pollard, man. Tony Pollard's a dog too.
Yeah,
You know.
I gotta make sure he stay healthy. But yeah, Tony Pollard and oh yeah, the other guy, Tajay Spears. That's
Yeah,
the yeah.
Tajay's good,
I'm
man.
sorry, Tajay. If you watch, I'm sorry, man. If you ever,
Tajay ain't watching this. If you are, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, share it up. Go ahead and send some donations so we can afford, a nice place to be able to do all this and mics and stuff. Make it more fun.
yeah, Tajay and Tony, man, I'm gonna like that backfield, man. I think Bill Cowher got something in the works for that.
Yeah.
But another question I got for so we both want our quarterbacks to succeed because for both our teams to be good next year, be successful, our quarterbacks got to ball out. But
Yeah.
who is somebody other than a quarterback who you want to have a breakout season this upcoming season? Like somebody other than a quarterback.
Man, that's kind of hard to say. I think ETN's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a focal point, man, right? For the offense, and I think a lot of people know that. I think they know that ETN is a dog. They know he can play. They know he's got speed. I mean, he's flashed it. He's shown it. But if you want to go even deeper than that, I think Tank Bigsby really needs to have a good year because
Okay.
when ETN wasn't producing and Tank went in, it was
Mm-hmm.
fumble after fumble with Tank, man. It was
Yeah.
issue after issue, man. That first game of the year, the opening game with the Chiefs, and Kadarius Toney missed that catch, flipped out, got
Yeah.
picked off, took it back. We had that same thing happen with us. Granted, I don't think it was taken back, but Tank Bigsby had a pass, deflected through his hands, picked off. Like, you can't let stuff like that happen. I get they happen once or twice, but then it became a continual problem. So the coaching staff has a lot of faith in Tank. He needs to come out and do the thing, man. Right? We get in goal line situations. He's our run between the tackles back. He's gonna pound. He's the hard nosed, pound it down your throat back.
Mm-hmm.
ETN spread the field out, right? So I think Tank Bigsby needs to have a good year, and then I would say a receiver needs to have a good year, but that all falls back on the quarterback too, right? They need to make good reads, but if we're gonna fall into that aspect of it, I would really like to see Brian Thomas have a good year. I know he's a rookie, but be honest with you, Jacksonville Nation has a lot of pressure on him to produce in this first season. He's got shoes to fill, right? Calvin Ridley's shoes is who he's filling, so they're going to compare him to what Calvin could have done or what Calvin did do with us the year before. So he's got to come out, ball out, do his thing. Defensive side of the ball, I think it's the normal stuff, man. Josh Allen, Trayvon, Arik Armstead. I'd like to see Tyson Campbell come back. He had a couple injuries at the end of last year. I think I'd like to see him come back and produce like a top 5 cornerback in the league. I mean, he's shown it that he can be. So, it just depends.
Well, this guy, I need to do something. If we don't trade him before the season starts, because there's been rumors going around on us thinking about trading him because we just picked up Tyler Boyd. So our wide receiver room is getting pretty deep. It's going to be probably somebody on the team to not make the squad this year because our wide receiver is getting pretty big now. But this guy has a big season, and his name is Traylon Burks. His name
Yeah.
is Traylon Burks, man. He has to do something. I mean, for God's sake, we traded AJ Brown for this guy, man. I know, and I hated that, bro. I remember that day like it's yesterday. I was so hurt, and I blame y'all for this. Y'all went out there paying people who didn't deserve this, and then AJ got on them Twitter fingers like, "Oh, Christian Kirk got paid how much?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" Now
Man,
he asked for money.
it was more than just needing a wide receiver from the Jags. I think that was a chess move, man, because they knew y'all were about to have to pay AJ Brown, and
And
y'all
see,
were not gonna.
the thing about it, he was still on his rookie deal. We didn't have to pay him. John Robinson choked. Like he literally got nervous and choked in that draft room that day. And Vrabel got up pissed about it. He choked, man. He like, bro, you did not have to trade. And AJ wasn't gonna sit out. He wasn't gonna leave us out there high and dry and get fined. No, he was gonna come and play. But nah, J. Rod choked and traded him to Philly, and we got traded. But anyway, on trading, man, he got to stay healthy this year. If he has a break, if he finally does what he's supposed to do, and he's not gonna have the number one corner on him. They're gonna be worried about D Hop. They're gonna be worried about Cal. So he gonna get the third or probably he gonna get the third, sometimes probably maybe the fourth corner on him. He should be out there cooking that third or fourth corner, man. Like I'm telling you, if he shows out this season, bro, our offense is gonna be extraordinary, man. Like it's gonna take some high. Our offense gonna go up here if he does what he's supposed to do.
We're gonna
It's
see,
time
man.
for him to do. He got to stay healthy. He got to do it. If he stay healthy and do his job, bro, our offense gonna take to another level.
You're gonna have to see, man. Sometimes having too much firepower on one team can be bad, man. You start getting too many players want the ball fed their way. I mean, if they can play as a team, right? If Traylon Burks shows balls out, does his thing, they got to understand that they're winning as a team and trying to make it to that next level in the playoffs. But if they don't have that understanding and everybody's just like, hey, I'm not getting the ball, give me the ball, y'all gonna have a problem, man.
And I could be wrong about this trading, but this is what I've been seeing on film. He's just a deep ball runner. I don't see really no route running. He's just a ball running. That stuff don't last. And wide receiver, you gotta be able to get open, man.
Yeah, it's hit and miss, man. There's few players at the wide receiver position who have just been able to be deep ball players and like be successful at being a deep ball player. I mean, you look at like Deshaun Jackson, somebody that just flies down the field.
He was just fast, man. He just ran by everybody. Trey ain't fast enough to do that.
Nah, he's not fast enough to run that. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. Tyreek Hill is a great route runner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that guy is fast. He can make a career out of just running past people, and he's made a career out of just running past people.
We got something for Tyreek Hill now. My boy Sneed. Sneed gonna jam him up again.
He ain't got nothing for Tyreek, man. Nobody's got anything for Tyreek, man.
You didn't see in the playoff with Sneed jammed him up? You didn't see that?
Gonna come back. Tyreek's gonna come back out and do that thing. But that was also on a powerhouse Chief squad too. So he moved down south a little bit.
Well, we play Miami this year, so we're gonna see. But not only trading just gotta have a good year. He gotta have a good year if he want to stay on this team, man.
Yeah.
Because I think it's gonna be his third year. So I mean, then the people in the front office now are not the people that drafted him. So if he don't do anything, man, they might see by trading him, man. Somebody gonna probably want because they're young, they're gonna try to take a chance on him, but
they don't have any skin in the game with him.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the guy. I think if he has a breakout season, man, I think we could do some things, man. I think we could go to the next level. But I saw some numbers yesterday. Some AFC division odds, man. I saw these odds right here. I want to get your take on this, man.
Okay.
You're a gambler, man, so you basically know what I'm finna say right now. So right now, of course, they got the Texans, the favorite to win the division. They are plus 105 right now. They got the Jaguars plus 270. They got y'all coming in second. They got the Colts. I can't stand the Colts. Out of everybody, I can't stand them. They are plus 330. And then also, of course, no, they don't care about the Titans. They don't believe in the Titans. They got us plus 800. What you think about that, man? What you think about the odds, man? That's the odds I saw yesterday. They probably didn't change, but that's what I saw yesterday. But what you think about the odds, man?
It's hard to say, man. As a Jags fan, I'd like to say we're going to be number one, right? As a Titans fan, you'd like to say you guys are going to be number one. We can pick and choose and say this is the reason why, this is the reason why, this is the reason why. Texans, though, if CJ Stroud balls out like he did last year, Texans will be number one. I hate to say it, I can't stand the Texans. They'll be number one. I mean, they picked up Stephon Diggs. They got Joe Mixon back in the running back. I mean, it's like you can't. How can you stop them? They invested. They had a lot of money, a lot of cap space. They already had Tank Dell, who was balling out last year. And Nico Collins was doing his thing. Like they have a squad. So if CJ Stroud goes out there and does his thing, they're going to be number one. The biggest weakness, I think, for the Texans is going to be their offensive line. How well is that offensive line going to hold up against some of the better defensive lines in the league? And if they can put pressure, because I saw last year when we played them, you can get pressure on CJ. He played like a rookie.
Yeah.
100% played like a rookie. He did, CJ, there were many games. CJ Stroud went out there, threw for 300, 400 yards, and he looked like he was all pro Super Bowl winning quarterback, but you put the pressure on him, he looked like a rookie. So I think sophomore slump could come into play. I think teams have film on him. I honestly think they might end up second, could potentially slip to third. I think Colts will be last in the division.
Yeah.
I think Colts will be last in the division, and it's a toss up, man. I think Jags. I think it's very realistic to say Jags will end up second behind the Texans. You guys third, and the Colts fourth. But I mean, the division is getting so strong. It's been such a weak division for so long, and all the teams are making the right moves. The thing that makes me angry about it is they're all making the right moves at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, why y'all got to be on the same page at the same time?
Yeah.
Let us make our moves. Before you guys start getting good, give us a couple years. But, yeah, man, I could see the Texans leading it. I could also see the Jags being up front. I could see you guys leading it up front. I think it's a toss up between Texans, Colts, Jags, first, second, and third. However that goes, 100%. And you guys can mark me for this. Mark it on the calendar for the end of the season. We'll talk about it when the time comes. Colts gonna be last in the division.
That's what I think too. I mean, I just don't believe it because I don't believe in Anthony Richardson. Like when I saw him win third he went like the third pick that year, third overall pick in the draft the year before, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, he was top 5. I was like, oh my god, like, bruh, the kid. I didn't see it at Florida. I didn't see it,
Did,
and I watched SEC football. I did not see it, man.
I'm a Florida
Yeah,
Gators fan.
you're a Florida fan. Did you see it?
No, I did not see it, and that was my biggest. I think that was the biggest question mark. Yeah, sure, the guy's got athleticism out.
Yeah, he got athletics.
It goes through the roof, man. Like
Mhm.
he can do a lot of things and do them well athletically, and I think that's going to be his biggest tool. But when it came to decision making, especially when I saw him at Florida, man, he just didn't make the right reads, throwing errant passes. But the dude can run.
Yeah, he can run.
He can tuck it and evade tackles and get out of there. And I just don't think he was worth the high draft pick. I think it is what it is every year, right? Analysts all talk about this hidden gem that's going to come out, and they should be the best. That's why we got Trayvon. Aiden
And
Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson was the number one pick until they all started saying, "Oh, well, Trayvon Walker could be the number one pick. He's got some really good athleticism. He should, Trayvon Walker is a beast. He's getting a lot better. He's honing his skills." Aiden Hutchinson was still the number one pick. And I think Anthony Richardson, that year of his draft, was that same way, right? They all started hyping him up, and some of the GMs bid into it and bought into it. And Colts needed somebody, and so they said, we'll take him,
yeah, and I'm gonna go on the record, man. I think the Colts finished. I think they finished 9-8 last season, and I think they finished 9-8. Andrew Richardson got hurt. He got hurt against us. Harold Landry had tackled him, and I think broke his collarbone, something like that.
Hmm.
But then Gardner Minshew came in, and I kid you not, I'm putting this on record, Colts fan. If Gardner Minshew came in for the rest of the season, I don't think they win as many games as they won last year.
Minshew.
I think Minshew was the better option for last year. Yeah, I just don't believe Rich. I don't believe in Colts. Yeah, they swept my Titans last year, but yeah, that's not happening. We gonna
Man,
sweep y'all.
Minshew's a dog. I got high respect for Minshew, man, being with the Jags. That dude gave us hope in a bad time. When Nick Foles went out, he came out and was sitting there slinging that ball. Didn't care about nothing. Dude looked like he goes out there and works a 9 to 5 at a construction job, smoking cigs, ripping them, throwing them back, and then goes out to play football. Like he's just, man, he's one of those guys that you just enjoy watching. So I got mad respect for him. I hope he does really well with the Raiders. So
Yeah, I like Minshew, man. He come in there, do his thing. He got in at the Raiders now.
yeah, I got mad respect for him. I hope he does well.
I see we got 2 people in here watching. Like I say, y'all had to hit that subscribe button, and like this video so we can get it put out there, man.
Maybe we'll move up to 3 next stream.
Yeah, we got the 3 this stream.
Oh, did we? Hey, let's go. Maybe 4 next go round. Appreciate y'all watching.
Well, we at 59. We're gonna get to our last topic, man. We're gonna call it night, but the schedule came out last week, so I'm gonna go over your schedule with you. I'm gonna go with mine first because I haven't got my wins and losses down. So I'm gonna go with my schedule, which I'm gonna see what you think about it, man. So we got
Well, hold on one second. I just had somebody watching the stream just ask me about the Jag Stadium that they're building, the new one
uh
that they came. So the team came to an agreement with the city on a $1.4 billion stadium. It's gonna be like a new era stadium. That thing looks dope.
yeah.
That thing looks awesome, and I can't wait for it to be built. So if you're watching, just know that I love the stadium. I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm finally going to be glad to be able to go see a game and not get sunburnt, because there's no clouds in the sky and we're 500 feet in the air, nothing around us. So yeah, yeah. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that. I just had somebody chime in on it.
Yeah, both of us getting a new stadium. Us and the Titans. So we finally have some dope stadiums now, man. Probably had a Super Bowl over there one year.
Yes, sir.
Um, but yeah, so our schedule, we start off at Chicago. Caleb Williams. They gonna have it. They gonna have him out there. I got us. I ain't gonna lie. I got us losing that game. My Titans don't play good for some reason. The first game. I mean, I know we got different staff now. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I got us losing this game. I got us losing the first game of the year. Our next game is against the Jets. I just don't see enough on the Jets. I mean, they got A-Rod. Um, they wide receivers okay. I mean, I think they got Garrett Woods. I think Snead. Snead's gonna lock him up. So I got the Jets winning that game. Steve, you still here with us?
I'm still here. Did it cut
Okay.
out? There it goes.
All right. So I got us beating the Jets. I got us beating Aaron Rodgers coming home. And then we got the Packers next week. I think we're gonna beat the Packers. And then we gotta go to Miami the week. I think we got Miami Monday night again. I think that's our only primetime game on the schedule. NFL ain't wrong for that, but it's all good. But we go to Miami. I think
You
we're
got
gonna
to be
lose.
elite to have 2 primetime games.
Okay. I'm about to look at that again. But I got us lose against Miami. And then we play the Colts. Yeah, we beating the Colts. Yeah, we beating them. And then we gotta go to the Bills next. I don't think the Bills gonna be that good this year. I think they lost a lot. I think we're gonna beat the Bills.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna beat the Bills this year. Then we gotta go to Detroit. I believe it's gonna be an L right there. Detroit. They looking nice. Unless we just rattle Jared Goff. But I think we're probably gonna lose that game. Then we come back home against the Patriots. Tate, if you're watching, we beating y'all, man. And then we gotta go to the Chargers. I believe we're gonna beat the Chargers. And then we gotta go back home, play the Vikings. I believe we're gonna beat the Vikings as well. What you got to the Chargers?
To the Chargers and the Vikings. Those last 3, those are L's.
I mean, that's debatable. Why do you think the Chargers? I mean, the Chargers don't have Keenan Allen, don't have Mike Williams. They don't have their running back anymore. Why do you think we're gonna lose them? They ain't got nobody no more. Everybody gone. Okay, I hear you.
It's a Vegas team, man. West Coast kills. West Coast always kills the AFC South, man. Go
The
ahead.
reason why I believe we're gonna beat the Vikings because they got JJ McCarthy. I don't believe in JJ. I feel like he was shot. I feel like at Michigan, he just had the best talent around him. He didn't have to do anything. I could have played quarterback. You could have played quarterback for that team. I mean, I just don't believe in JJ. That's why we're gonna beat them. I think the Vikings made a dumb decision getting him, but I'm gonna let them deal with that.
You just got to believe in Justin Jefferson, though, man.
Yeah. Then we got to go to Houston. We're gonna lose to Houston in Houston. I think we're gonna lose that game.
Yeah.
Then we gotta go to the Commanders in Washington because we're gonna win that one. And then we play them Jaguars and Tennessee. We winning that game. We winning in Tennessee against the Jaguars. Then next week we got the Bengals. I gotta say an L against the Bengals.
Yeah.
And then we play the Colts. Like I say, we are sweeping. We are bringing the
That's
broom
that's
out.
a dub. That's a dub. Yeah.
That's a dub. And then we gotta go to Jacksonville. I got us losing that game. I got us splitting. I ain't gonna say we're gonna sweep y'all, but I got us splitting. And then we finish at home with the Texans. So right now I got us 10-7. I think we can win 10 games with this team. Would it be another win division? It depends on what Houston does and what y'all do.
I think 10-7. I think 10-7 is realistic to win the division because I think it's going to be tight in the division. Like it's going to come down to the divisional games. I think it's easy to say that us Texans and you guys at the Titans, man. I think it's easy enough to say that everybody is right on the cusp of a winning record, right? 7-9, 8-9, 10-7, whatever it may be. I think 10-7 can win the division. I think this year though, if we're all balling out, it might be one of those years where you have to go 11-6, or 12-5 to get it done. But
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, say go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be tough battle for the AFC South this year.
So say if 10-7 is not good enough to win the AFC South, you think it'd be good enough for a wild card in the AFC total?
Yeah, 10-7 definitely wild card. Yeah, I think 10-7 could get a wild card berth. AFC though has been stacked, man. So it's hard to say, but I think the year before that, before last year when we went to the playoffs and we played the Chargers, we finished 9-8.
Yeah.
So I think it's easy enough to say that you can make it to the wild card on a 10-7 record.
Okay.
For sure.
So I got the Jaguar schedule right here.
Run
so
it.
I'm gonna go over y'all schedule, man. I'm gonna see what you got going on.
Quick
So y'all
fire.
first game in Miami. What you got?
Dub.
Got a dub in Miami.
Dub.
Next week you come home for the Browns.
Dub.
Okay. 2-0.
Quick fire. Come on.
All right. Then you go to the Bills.
Dub.
Then you go to the Texans.
Bills are punks, man. They don't know how to beat us. Go ahead.
Then you go to Houston next week.
Dub.
Then you come back home for the Colts.
Stephon Diggs always starts the season slow, and so I think if we can figure out the defensive side of the ball, I think we got him. Go ahead.
Then you come back home for the Colts.
Dub. Colts have not beat us in Jacksonville, and I don't know how many years. It's not going to start this year. Dub.
All right, and then your next two games are in London. You got the Bears.
Dub and dub. London is a home game for us. London is the home away from home. I wish we'd stop playing as many games out there. I hope when they rebuild the new stadium, right, we bring some of that revenue back into Jacksonville instead of going overseas and taking that home game there. That's a dub. And well, we play the Bears first, right?
Then the Patriots next week in London.
Okay. Dub against the Bears because I don't know if they've played in London yet. I don't think they've made that. I could be wrong. I don't think they've made that travel overseas. Our team's done it every year for like the last 5-6 years. Second week, Patriots. Sorry, Tate, if you're watching this, dub, because we're gonna be in London for a week already. When our teams play back to back, when we play back to back in London, we stay the entire week. So my team's gonna be well rested. They're gonna practice throughout the week in London. Dub.
Wow, no else yet. Okay, then you come back home for the Packers. Jordan Love.
Dub.
Okay. Then you go to the Eagles.
Loss. Although I'm gonna say dub just because I want to go undefeated 17-0. Loss.
Okay, first loss against the Eagles, and then you come back home for the Vikings.
I'd like to say what you said and say I don't believe in JJ McCarthy, but the Jags have an issue with teams up north. I take an L on that one.
All right, and then you go to Detroit the next week.
I take an L on that one too. I'd love to see us beat Detroit, but Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, you got Aiden Hutchinson on the outside. Now, do I think we can beat them? I think we can 100% beat the Lions, but I chalk that one up. If I'm gonna call that one, I'm gonna take it as a L. I'll be excited and happy if we win, but L.
And then next week you got division game against the Texans.
That's in Jacksonville, right?
In Jacksonville. Oh yeah, in Jacksonville.
Okay, so it's gonna go one of two ways. If we lose against the Detroit, L against the Texans. If we win and beat Detroit, dub against the Texans.
So which one is, man? You winning or losing?
I'm calling it a dub just because I hate the Texans.
All right.
We could easily lose that game. We could easily lose every game we play against the Texans, but I'm gonna call it anybody in the AFC South. I'm calling it a dub on. Go ahead.
Then you come home. Then you go to Nashville and play them Titans. Don't put that L right there. L.
Dub. Brian. Hey, mark it down. Put it on the record. Brian Thomas in that game in Tennessee will go for 120 and 2 touchdowns.
All right, I'm gonna notate that.
Note it.
Ryan Thomas
Noted.
120 plus 2 touchdowns. I got that.
Trevor's gonna go for over 400 yards that game.
And Trevor 400. Okay.
Do it.
All right. And then next week you come back home to Jacksonville, play the Jets. What you got?
Dub.
Okay. And then you go out to the Raiders in Vegas.
Minshew's starting, right? Well, no, Minshew's in a quarterback battle, huh?
Yeah, they in a quarterback battle.
That's tough to say. If Minshew starts for him, I'm gonna call it L for that. I'm gonna take it. We'll chalk that one up as an L.
All right, and then you come back home and play the Titans. You know what's gonna happen. L.
Dub.
So y'all sweeping us this year. That's what you saying?
Dub.
All right.
Clean sweep, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna see about that. And then your last game at the Colts.
Dub. Like I
All
said,
right, so,
AFC South, I'm calling a dub on all of it.
all right, so what we got right here?
12-5.
Wait, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So 12-5.
Yeah.
That's what you got right there. 12-5.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's gonna win the division, huh?
Yeah, I think it's realistic. Now, the only thing is, I mean, I could easily see us like beating the Lions, losing a game to the Texans, mixing up a couple in there. But I think 12-5 is right on par with how I think we should finish this season. So.
Okay. Well, there you have it right there, folks, man. I got my Titans finished at 10-7. If our offensive line is on point this year, we might get 2 more wins. But I gotta say that offensive line is gonna be we spent a lot of money on that secondary, so I believe that secondary is gonna be decent this year. And I gotta see Traylon Burks ball out, man. If things like that can happen. Will Levis do his thing. We might can win more than 10 games. And Steven got his Jags going 12-5, winning the AFC South. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Well, folks, that's gonna be our show tonight. Like I say, everybody that joined in, I hope you like the channel and like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna call it night, man.
I'm not even gonna ask nicely. Y'all better subscribe, or y'all gonna miss out on some good stuff. You don't know what we're gonna do. We might end up telling you that we'll give away 10 cents for every follower that we have to a random subscriber. We could end up with 100,000 people that we giving away a couple thousand racks to. You never know. Y'all got to subscribe. Find out. We might surprise you. We might surprise ourselves.
And this video should be on YouTube, so y'all go check us out if you didn't join the stream. But I'm gonna end it with a tighten up. And what you got, Steve?
Duval.
All right, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Holler at you, bro.
All right, keep it real.